So fundamental analysis is researching about the company, how the company is doing, how the sector is doing, how the economy is doing. Now you can start with a top-down approach wherein you analyze the economy first, see what sectors can do good, then you analyze the sector, then you analyze the company in those sector. Or you can do vice versa, wherein first you start with the company, then you come up with the sector, then you go and see whether economic situations favor that or not. I will take a quick example on this. Top-down approach, we all know because of coronavirus, everything is shut down. We are into a lockdown. So the economic conditions right now are not pretty good, right? So that's, again, this is not that simple, but I'm just giving you a flavor of it so that you understand things. So this is how the economy is. But then if I see the sector wise things, what is happening is there are some basic needs which are there. There's pharma needs that we have. We will continue to buy medicines. It won't be like it's lockdown, I will not buy. I will continue to use shampoos. I will continue to use soaps. I will continue to eat. So I will need flour. I will need rice. I will need Maggi. I will need milk. So all these essential items are good. So from sector perspective, I can then think pharma sector can do good, consumable sector can do good, FMCG can do good. So these sector might do good. Okay. Now within each sector, I will pick up a company and then look at their financials. How is the company doing? How the profitability of the company? How is the management and stuff? Now, one nuance here is when you research fundamentally about a company, and somebody asked me how to do fundamental research. See, PE ratio, debt to equity, all these are not just financial ratios or balance sheets or profit and loss statements are not just the fundamental analysis. Yes, it forms a major part of fundamental analysis. So you analyze how the company is doing in terms of the finances, you look at their balance sheet, you calculate ratios. These days you have websites which directly give you information regarding that. You see how their debt is, how their interest paying capacity is, and all those things. Apart from that, more important things, and I guess that is a one-time exercise that you have to do, are other things, which is one like how are the promoters of the company. See, if the company is doing pretty good, but if the promoter is corrupt, right, who is managing the company, who holds major share of the company, he will ultimately siphon off the funds. What I mean is, let's say if the promoter is fraud or the promoter is doing wrongdoing, so then there's no point that you look at the finances. You completely drop the idea of investing into the company, right? So that is one. Other thing that you have to look is what is the future prospects, right, of the overall company. What are the pipeline products, right? You have to also look at what are the government policies toward that sector, right? IT company has done good because there were a lot of tax rebates, a lot of positive things that the government did for them in the policies. Therefore, they boomed in the last 10-20 years, right? So all those things you have to look. Bottom-up approach would be vice versa. I first start with a company. Let's say I start with Asian Paints. I see Asian Paints is doing good. Financially, it's doing pretty good. Management is good. Everything is good. It has a good moat. Everything is good. It is diversifying. Then I see the sector. So sector wise, I will see that right now because of lockdown, the things are not that great for the sector because people are not whitewashing their homes. They will not be buying paints and all those things, right? So the demand might go down. So I might delay until something positive happens in the sector. So this is a bottoms up approach. Now, technical analysis on the other end doesn't deal about the company economy or the sector. It deals about the index, the sector indices and the stock charts. So what it means is I am concerned about how the company is doing. So I showed you charts of Reliance Industries. I will analyze that and take an idea as to how the company can do in future, and basis of that you invest. Right? I will get into more details with respect to technical analysis and why does it work, because many people do not understand how can technical analysis work. Fundamental analysis can only work, and I will tell you why it will work, and indicators, theories and techniques what I used, I will not be explaining them. I will be just showing you a simple technique, how technical analysis actually work. By live charts, I will show you, right? And the rationale behind it, I will give it to you. Okay, candlestick charts I am not covering. It's not required in this particular session because I have already given a video on it. You can go through it, right? But for technical analysis, it's pretty important. Just go through the video and you will understand that. Okay, so before I get into technical analysis and show you how things actually work and how can you do technical analysis, some basic techniques, so that just after this workshop you will be able to start with technical analysis. You can start doing it, and I will give you an assignment also to do it, right? So just stay tuned. But before that, I want to talk about the next steps and the kind of webinars that we are hosting. I will not take a lot of time into it. I am hosting webinars as a company. We are hosting basic level webinars wherein we are giving this we have kept free of cost, right? Today, basics of stock markets and even this mutual funds and personal finance. I'll come up with a webinar. Stay connected via social handles that we have. I will post the links on the groups again. Stay connected on all the social media. With us, we will share another free webinar with you, which would be mutual fund and personal finance. How do you take care of it? Again, would be helpful from a job perspective when you are going into a mutual fund industry, or from a personal finance also, it would be pretty good for you. Then there are basics of equity research. I am just touching upon equity research today, but if you want to learn further, anyone can join who want practical aspects for job prospects or for personal investments or trading. They can learn this professionally. Students, working professionals, entrepreneurs, housewives, anyone can join. And then there are basics of derivatives. This I would propose only for people who already have idea on these two, right? They are equipped with basic knowledge of this and basic knowledge of research, and have already tried into buying, selling, then they can get into basics of derivatives. However, if you are going for job prospects, then you can enroll for basics of derivatives also. Then if you are done with all of this and you have already investing into the market, anyone who has further knowledge, want to build upon further knowledge, there are further courses which are intermediate courses on technical analysis, fundamental analysis and derivative strategies. These are very good courses wherein these are a few workshops over weekend, webinars, wherein you will learn, and the number of participants are very low. So it's interactive, wherein you directly ask questions, it gets clarified with you and stuff. It is for investors, starters into trading, and for job seekers. And advanced, those are like becoming a pro. That I will propose only to people who are already doing trading, investing for at least 5-6 months, and they want to become professional into it, build upon onto it, and become a pro. There I also give mentorship via live, during live market hours, telling you how things are shaping up, how you look at things, mentoring you, guiding you, all those things. Here I selectively choose a few candidates. I don't give it to everyone. Obviously fees is involved in all of them, but then for advanced level, it's not like I am ready to pay a fees. I will basically screen you, see if you are ready to understand things or not, and then take you under this course. Okay. Now next steps, what you should do after this. So I will be talking about the technical analysis, as to what you should do in the technical analysis, how you should go about it. But then as an assignment, I would say make a short summary of your understanding of today's session, right? What did you understand? Again, there's no obligation. You don't have to submit it to us, right? You can send it to us. It's good. But then if you want to get certified for this particular course that you are doing, that you did with us, this webinar and going through the sessions and stuff, there's a basic fee of issuing. Then you will be evaluating your assignment and giving you a certificate on it if your assignment is proper, and or guiding you what went wrong, and then you resubmit the summary. So for that, there's a certificate option available. So you prepare a short summary. If you don't want to go for a certificate, you can still go for a short summary, create for it, understand things, practice it, read about it online further, right? I will give you an exercise with respect to technical analysis also. Stay tuned. It will come via social media. I will share the small exercise to you guys. Complete that and share it back with to your mentors, to your HRs, right? So that's the assignment part. Otherwise, you don't want to do an assignment, no problem. You don't want to get started now, no problem. You don't want to do anything now, no problem. What my advice would be after this is, anytime you want to go from a job perspective or from personal investment trading perspective, first invest into learning, then practice with a small amount or paper trading, and then repeat, right? Learn, practice, repeat. This is an indefinite cycle that you have to go through. I myself, after even 14 years of experience, I go through it. Every day is a learning for me. When I host these workshops, I must admit I learn a few things. When I interact with people, I learn a few things. So learning is a never-ending process. Invest in that. Always keep an eye to learn. Practice it. And when you practice, don't put all your money into it. Practice it with a small amount. Now I have one advice again I am going to give you is, there are a lot of simulation games based activities that happen in colleges, and people say, when I interview candidates, they say I've gone through this and I've made profits of this much in the simulation game. See guys, those are not that great if you are not doing it with research. If you are doing it with research, it's good. If you just did it blindly, see, there was no actual money involved. So let's say you invested 1 lakh rupees, it went down to 50,000 rupees, you had no problem because it was virtual money. The psychology, your thing didn't come into play. If actually it would have happened, you invested 1 lakh, if it would have gone to even 90,000, leave apart 50,000, you would have sold all the holdings because you didn't have the conviction. You didn't do the research by your own. You didn't have proper thought process. So all those learning aspect you are missing, and you are getting just overconfident by those simulation games. So I would say those are of no use. Those are good to understand how things work. How do you buy? How do you sell? That is good. But from a psychology perspective, from learning perspective, from investing purposes, those doesn't see, they give you a adrenal rush, I admit, right? So you get very excited for it. But practically speaking, if you are thinking that those are going to help you a lot, don't go for it, I would say. And then you learn and practice. That is the most important. Practice on a real time basis. If you are investing into a certificate worth 5,000 rupees, take a budget of 7,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, you put it in a demat account, trading account, and practice with one share, right? That is more than enough, right? You practice it and see what is happening, how things are working. That will give you enormous experience. And I'm telling you, once you gain experience, you will have a very good experience into it. Paper trading, the concept is, suppose you don't want to put money. I talked about putting in 2,000 rupees. Suppose you don't want to put 2,000 rupees. You want to just learn without it. Don't do simulation games. Assume you are putting in real money. Do a paper trading. Open an Excel. You will learn Excel also in this whole process. Open an Excel. Whenever you have to buy, the prices come into that range. Right there, I have bought this much shares of this company at this price. And then research on it, track on it, and then say whenever you will sell. Again, go by a trading system, go by a method into it, and not blindly into it. Another thing, do not jump into trading or investing with half-baked stuff, right? This webinar, don't think that after this webinar you will be able to successfully do things. You have got to know each and everything, right? Please take into account that you have half-baked information, learn into it further, and be prepared for all of these things. Okay. 1 second. Yeah. And last thing that I would request is spread financial awareness. There are things like ULIPs, there are things like mutual funds. I provide options to invest into mutual funds free of cost with me. So there's no additional thing. However, there's a nuance. I'll come up with a video on mutual funds also. So ask your friends and families, members to take my advice at least to slight extent, or at least watch my videos, so that they get that financial awareness as to what is right or wrong. If they are not understanding from the video, because I am not a YouTuber, I don't know how to effectively pass on the information. With my intent, I am trying to spread financial awareness. If you are not able to understand, please share that feedback with me. I will try to change the way I am delivering things. I will try to spread awareness in a better way. I am ready to give one-on-one guidance also with respect to it as per my time availability. But then please take informed decision. Don't ask your first thing you do after this webinar is ask your families, elders, brothers, sisters who are earning, parents who are earning. Tell them that whenever you have to invest, don't invest what your bank people tell you. Don't invest whatever they come and sell to you, right? Because they will say you sell a rosy picture to you, but it will not happen. Understand the maths behind it, understand things. I have got a lot of financial awareness related videos coming up. Watch that. That would be very helpful. Please help me in spreading this awareness.